To Wednesday. Thank God it's the last show of the week.
It's the first show of the week. What are you talking about?
And last.
And last. Hell,
Dude,
hell yes.
I don't even know why I play that song anymore. I really don't. I'm going to stop playing the national anthem because I know that this country is going to shit. And today is going to be a step even further into the mud of shit that is our country. Because we're however many minutes away from it could happen today, but whatever, of Trump being found guilty of something he didn't do, of the biggest sham trial that I've ever seen. I mean, even CNN and MSNBC courtroom people are saying, all right, this is nothing. Like, they have nothing. Like, they made up these charges. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of crap. Even the left, except for the ones that, make money off of saying that Trump sucks, says it's a sham trial. But they're going to find him guilty in a matter of minutes, and it'll be over.
I'm saying not guilty. All charges. It's all such bullshit. It's.
You're right.
I get that the politicians want to see him guilty, but I can't see regular Americans that would be scared to death of basically making a mistake on their tax return, voting for somebody to be guilty and put in jail over something that is a mistake on a tax return that, let's face it, he ddidn't even do.
Well, also, that's not even the whole thing here. He's allowed to have a non-disclosure agreement. Okay, he's allowed.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And it's done all the time. Celebrities or whatever, businessmen, a lot of people do this stuff all the damn time.
Dude, me and you were both signed in NDAs at one point.
You're correct.
I had to, when I got fired from 92.3, or from MMS rather, we had to sit out 90 days before we could go to 92.
When I got fired from the radio station.
Yeah, I'm sure you couldn't just go and get another job down the road.
Or say anything that I wanted to say.
Yeah.
That's just part of it. But so he's allowed to have that. Mm-hmm. And they're saying it was interfering with the election. It had nothing to do with the election.
The election. Get out of here.
It's just it's a sham trial that even the statute of limitations had run out. Even the district attorney didn't. Nobody wanted to take the case until Fat Alvin Bragg wants to get in there, and who promised that he ran on he was going to get Donald Trump on something.
Yeah, well, and he ain't getting him though. I'm telling you,
he's going to get him. You know why? Because here's the deal: you have a jury that was picked in New York City. By the way, New York City is the most liberal town in the world. And then on top of that, how would you like to be the 1, 2, 3 jurors who say, yeah, not guilty? That city would turn on you and you would have a bounty on your head if you didn't find Trump guilty of something.
I think it's going to be the same bounty either way, though. I think I'd rather have the bounty with the people not having guns than the people that do. Quite honestly. And there will be no matter what, let's forget what's going to happen here in the next hour or 20 minutes or whatever. No matter what happens, somebody will die today, tomorrow over it. Yes? Do you agree with that?
Maybe, probably.
I think 100%. How can you think not?
You also have
somebody is going to get killed.
You have a judge who's the most corrupt human being I've ever seen in my life. His daughter is collecting money and does stuff for the Democratic National Party.
That seems fair.
There's a conflict of interest like crazy.
No way.
Everything he could possibly do. Who gives a shit whether Trump got his dick sucked or not? But he allowed a porn star to go on the stand and say all those details to this jury. Had nothing to do with the case.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
No, then she was found out to be a liar, right?
She went on Bill Maher and said how great a guy he was, and that everything was consensual and everything was fine, blah 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 blah. And then she goes on trial and says, "I felt like I was passed out, like it was almost like he raped her."
I'm color me crazy, but I am optimistically hopeful that the people are not as stupid as you think they are. There's a part of me that feels like when you take it out of the hands of the cunts that are getting paid, that the regular people will step up and not get sucked into this.
I'd like to think you're right, but I think you're wrong on this.
And I could very well be wrong. I very well could be wrong. We all know the Mike Jaselkas of the world. If it's 12 of those guys, we're done, or Trump's done.
I finally unfriended him on Facebook. I couldn't take it.
Did you really?
I did. I mean, and I love the guy, but I saw one too many posts. I was just like, I can't handle it anymore. I mean, again, people are allowed to have differing opinions. I can respect a differing opinion. That's fine. I can get into an argument with somebody, but somebody that just lays out flat out fucking lies on posts on Facebook, and then somebody that literally, I mean, has no other side to even look. He doesn't want to look at anything. Like he doesn't. No, he's so blinded by the hatred that finally I just said, I've had enough.
You're not talking about the Great Uniter, are you?
I'm talking about the Great Uniter, and I know that we're not. I've been told you shouldn't talk about it. Not here.
Who said that?
It's just people that listen to the show.
But stop it.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck that guy, and he's crazy. Again, I could get into a heated debate with anybody. I'll debate John Drake all day long about Deshaun Watson and LeBron James.
Well, me and you've had debates here on the show.
Of course. John Drake, he pissed me off today, too.
I saw that.
I hope he was fucking around. I'm assuming he was just fucking with me.
I'm sure, don't take anything that dude ever says seriously on fucking Facebook.
I posted Robert De Niro's an ass. We'll get into some of that here shortly. And he goes, Robert De Niro is a fine actor and upstanding. Oh, and a hero. He called him a hero.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw my post behind it. I will not post it here because it's like, it's really dirty. But I had something very vulgar and dirty to say to that post.
This is true, Michael. Clinton got it on with a fat intern in the Oval Office. Whatever happened to that? Well, I mean, I think
they did impeach him.
Yeah, but he was still president.
Yeah, well,
they're going to try to toss him in jail.
He's not going to jail. Stop it.
Doesn't the Secret Service have to go to jail then too?
Well, I was reading about that yesterday. I haven't really followed this trial for shit because, quite honestly, I don't care. But I did read about I care about if the country goes to hell. I care if I got to.
Our candidate, the country's going to hell.
I care more about, am I going to have to shoot somebody coming up my driveway trying to steal something out of my house in the name of, the left-leaning lunatics. I worry more about that than I do about Trump. This being said, I was reading that according to law, he would be still protected in jail. So the Secret Service has to secure the jail or his space in the jail for him and guard him at all times if he's in jail. I almost want to see him to go to jail just to see how that works.
Yeah, I kind of do now, too.
I mean, that's really interesting to see.
And I truly believe that he will get more powerful if they find him guilty.
Oh, dude. If he may get guilty of like one of the 37 charges just because they don't want to give a unanimous not guilty. And then they'll stick a ankle bracelet on him or some nonsense. He'll be like house arrested till like the end of November, conveniently. Yeah. But yeah, if he gets found guilty of any charges, it makes him infinitely more powerful.
Well, I mean, the thing that they're going to try to do, though, and I've heard this on every station, it's true, is that the left will then have a way to say, oh, he's a convicted felon running for president, convicted felon. And you're going to get a lot of those independents are going to go, all right, well, I don't want a convicted felon in office, but, something's going to happen. I know YouTube, yeah, I want a fucking civil war at that point.
Yeah.
I want people to take to the fucking streets. You want to talk about a January 6th? I want to see people take to the streets, because if they do this to the leading candidate in the presidential election, they are just fucking with the wrong people.
It's May 30th. Start marking the day. September 11th, January 6th, May 30th. It could happen. It could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is just, it's a crazy time. But thank God we got Bob De Niro to guide us.
Yeah, we need to pull it up on YouTube. I had so much going on today that I couldn't get like TikTok videos, but we got to play some of that bullshit. And then I had to deal with another publicist, dude. All right, so get this one. I don't think she watches the show, so I'm going to say it anyways. So I try to book a guest, right?
Yeah.
He's not available. He's got he's on Pacific time, so I need this guy though is ready and available. He can do the slot that you want. I said, okay, great, book him. Thank you, appreciate it. I get an email an hour ago saying, sorry, he has a meeting between that time. Now this is the fourth fucking time that this publicist has done the same shit. So, keep us in mind for future guests. I will not. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, dude,
it's so frustrating.
Sometimes you just got to say no.
Yeah, enough is enough.
You know, I said no to that band that blew us off last week. They wanted to come back and fix. I said no. And if that's a problem, then that's a problem.
Now, it may be all thrown out on appeal. You're right. That is quite possible. How long is that going to take?
Oh, they'll rush the appeal quickly so that it can't go, so that they have to sentence before the election. You know that.
I wish the Supreme Court was able to watch over cases like this and just say, all right, we've heard enough. We're not even going to let this go to the jury. This is bullshit. Move on.
I will say this much.
The process is that we have to go through.
I know. I'll say this. Anybody that can watch this trial, and I don't care which side you're on, quite honestly, I don't. Even if you're a hard-leaning lefty, whatever. If you can watch this trial and not be for term limits on every position in government, you're a fucking idiot.
No doubt.
These judges should not be in the Supreme Court for 40 years. These senators that have influence over these judges should not be in power for 40 years. You got to move this stuff in and out so that you can keep within the actual true will of the people.
I just got a note from Tony Musachio that he'll be calling in at 4:30.
Okay.
So right in the middle of us doing stuff. So,
that's fine.
That's fine. So we'll talk to him then. From wherever.
You don't seem happy about that either. You're just not happy today.
Look, I mean, I'm not trying to talk shit. I love Tony to death, but we're supposed to get videos, all this kind of stuff. I have no idea where he's at, no idea where he's calling from, no idea what the hell his signal is going to be like, no idea. So it's a guessing game. Our fantastic restaurant segment will come through with something at 4:30. What the fuck?
Well, at least we had a good weekend.
Oh, we had a great weekend. It was a lot of fun. Should we get into De Niro after the?
Yeah, we'll do De Niro after Tony. How's that?
So the weekend was fun, though. We had a good time out in Aliquippa.
That's right.
Otherwise known as the Westlake of. What's that really
the Euclid.
The Euclid of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's not the nicest town in the world, that's for sure.
But it actually is. It's a cute town, and like actually, I don't know how much you familiar. I'm sure you're really familiar. with
I know the area.
Maybe 20 minutes down the road from, if you take a right out of your plaza there and go 20 minutes, there's like a really nice shopping area with all kind of restaurants.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's more Beaver Falls, though, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, over there, Monaca, all those areas over there are pretty nice. Where we are, not so much. Well, it's like, oh, it's starting to get dark. Get in your car and run.
Okay, I wouldn't say that. Come on, that area. Had a nice McDonald's. I went to the bathroom there and stuff.
Nice.
But no,
it was good. It was good. It was good to see you, and it was good to see Heather, and it was good to see your kid, and everybody seemed like they're having a good time. So
absolutely, we get to play a bunch of video games, a bunch of pinball.
That's more than I got to do.
All right, your update.
Okay.
Trump leaves court after jury deliberations end for the day, so we will be back at it again tomorrow.
All right. Well, there we go.
Now, I honestly thought it would have been done in like 35 seconds. I thought they would have walked in and been like, done. But I guarantee you what the judge did. Judge went in and said, hey, slow your roll here. We can't have you coming out like right away and saying guilty because then it looks fixed. At least pretend.
Or the media did because they need the sponsorship money for 2 days instead of one.
Just pretend that you're, going through all the evidence and a bunch of bullshit fucking cocksuckers. Sorry, there's kids listening.
Are there?
No.
To this show?
Maybe my dad might be listening. I doubt that. He turned it off in the first 5 minutes.
I'm sure he did. He knew you were going to be crabby. He didn't even turn it on today.
Yeah. Part of your routine. Off. Yes, I am very cranky. And I don't think it's a routine. Actually, I don't know. My whole routine was shot the entire week.
Well, I don't, dude.
I still picked up dinner on the way home and watched Judge Judy when I got back to the house on Sunday night. So I did do that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Today is the first day that I feel like normal again, dude. I am not wired for the travel anymore. I mean, you even said to me how tired I looked out there at Pinball PA.
Yeah, you look beat.
I was really tired, man. It's just a lot of stress. I'm so thankful today is. I mean, I'm so thankful that today is here because I got good stuff, whether it's doing this show or it's doing Landau later, and that kind. I mean, I'm very excited, very thankful about this stuff, but I can't wait for tomorrow when everything, the event, the Landau, all the stuff is behind me, and I can get back into my normal routine again. Because, this has been a stress-filled week.
Now, I will say, if people have never been to Pinball PA and Alabama again, if you take the Turnpike, it's like an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's quick.
You don't take the Turnpike, it's like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to go check it out because it is huge. I mean, it's amazing. I took pictures and put them on my Facebook page.
Right.
On Sunday, and somebody said to me, "Hey, it looks like it's empty on all your pictures." I said, "Because they were all back watching the concert that was going on."
Yeah,
at the time. But I took pictures, and so you could see like the rows and rows of pinball machines.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of video games. It's a great place. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, I wish we would have had more people out there, but man, there was a lot of people there when the concert started. I didn't even realize how many people were there until the concert actually started. And then that room filled up completely.
Oh, yeah. The concert was Johnny Gioeli,
yes.
Crush 40, who did the music for the Sonic video games, and I guess one in Sonic 3, the movie coming up.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Live and Learn tune is from Sonic 3.
And those kids were going fucking crazy for that guy.
Was it nuts or what? Just I continue to have no idea what's going on out there past our little world. When he started, I mean, those kids sang every note of every song.
Shit, he was playing a Sonic video game against some of these kids, and they started singing to the video game.
Yeah. Dude, then there was the one girl that flew in from Chile.
Which one is she?
The girl with the black girl with the like poofy hair.
Oh yeah.
Like had it pulled up, the poofy hair. She was from Chile.
Wow.
And she flew in for this.
Wow.
I was like, Jesus.
Some girl had like a Sonic stuffed animal, and then all right, there was one dude. I'm not trying to call anybody out or nothing.
Yeah.
But there was one dude who was like by himself, and he had like a Sonic T-shirt on, and I felt really bad for him because I know he was like probably driving like 100 miles to go back home to like his mom's basement with the Sega's put together ready to go. Right. And like I really felt bad. Most of the other people were there with their families or girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever, and they were all having a good time. I just felt that it was one single guy. I was like,
right.
I feel bad for you.
Well, dude, there were definitely pockets of people that were there for different reasons.
Yes.
Like there were some that were there to see Johnny. There were some that were there that are just such Sonic worshipers that they probably just go to anything related to Sonic. Then there were some that were there just to meet me. There was one guy, this guy Matt, nice guy. But he was the guy that was wearing the Axel Rudy Pell t-shirt, not a Sonic t-shirt.
Yes.
Dude, that dude knew more about the Classic Metal Show than I do. I mean, and I'm on the damn show. He was telling me, oh, I loved when you and Neely did this and that. I'm like, yeah. I don't remember that. When was that? Then I was telling Neely about it. He's like, I think that's like 2008. I'm like, all right. So yeah, it was a good event. It was very fun. I was certainly happy with the event. The turnout was good.
It was good. It was fun. And that's just a great place, dude.
Well, thanks.
It was a lot of fun.
I didn't get to play any games. That's the only, I guess I could have, but I just didn't.
I'm trying to think of what I actually played, because I played quite a few, but like, dude, there's one game that I wish I could take home with me. It's the original Tron game.
Stand up or the sit down?
Not to sit down. I couldn't fit in the sit down one. My leg wouldn't allow me to fit into that slot that is the sit down one. The stand up 1980 whatever Tron video game, not the pinball, just the video game
with the bikes and stuff, and you run the controller on the lines. Yeah,
that. And then I saw, maybe you would sell me one of these. One of my favorite games growing up from the arcade.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably the most generic looking screen you've ever seen in your life. But I've always loved the game. And you have two of them, I think. Is Tempest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a regular size one, and we've got one of those minis. Like a mini in the back wall. Yeah.
And like, I don't know why I like that game so much, because it's really like
it's addictive as hell.
Well, it is addictive, but like, the graphics are terrible. There's no point to the game, really. I mean, it's a terrible, terrible game. But I love it because I loved it growing up as a kid. I found it fun just to spin that dial and everything. It brings me back to being like 12. And since my brain really hasn't gone much further than 12, seeing that in my 50-year-old body is fantastic.
Believe it or not, as much as you like playing it, you don't want to own one.
Really? Why?
Because they break down all the time because of the spinning.
Because
you're not careful with it like you would be other things. You know, other games, you're like a controller or something. You're not going to jam it real hard or nothing. But when you're spinning that thing, it's just like the games like the, what is it, Golden Tee or whatever. When you hit the ball as hard as you can so that you get it to tee off. It's the same thing with Tempest. A lot of times with Tempest, you're playing and you got to get the little thing all the way on the other side, so you just fling it real hard. Yeah, we are constantly fixing Tempest. Constantly. It's always broke. We've probably spent $1,000 since we've been open on Tempest parts. Just on Tempest parts.
Wow, really? Wow.
Oh yeah.
The Tron game though, that one, and what else did I play that I loved? Oh,
I heard you couldn't play Pole Position.
Yeah, I'm going to sue the maker of Pole Position because they apparently don't account for people with missing right legs.
Well, I don't think there were as many people missing right legs back in 1981 or whatever when it was made.
I think amputees have been around forever. I mean, I'm assuming that people back in the days of...
I didn't say there were none. I said there weren't as many.
Okay, I'm assuming back in the days of knights and queens and jousting and that kind of shit that there were a lot of amputees from swords, a lot more than probably there are today.
Yeah, but they didn't play video games back in those days.
That is accurate, but they should still be prepared to have an amputee in the game, is my point. So we're going to talk about, we got Tony Musachio coming in pretty shortly, and we're going to talk about the ass that is Robert De Niro after that. But I did get a message from John Drake.
Okay.
John Drake originally posted, great actor and an American hero. He should be revered. And I said, just like LeBron to John. I see your response to him, which I cannot read ever. I'm ashamed to actually read it.
On your page?
On my page. And his responses to me are with LeBron, exactly, both are incredible gentlemen. LeBron and Robert De Niro. We'll talk about the incredible gentleman Robert De Niro is. That fool. I'll be nice.
Are you going to be happy when LeBron comes back here?
I'd rather have LeBron back here in Cleveland than ever watch another fucking second of a Robert De Niro movie. If that guy lit on fire, I wouldn't piss on him.
Wow, that's not nice. Might watch Goodfellas later. Who knows?
I will not ever watch that movie again. And that's when it's sad because, we'll talk about that later. But It was a nice weekend. The other game that I played that I liked was the sit-down Star Wars trilogy game.
Oh, on the big screen thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice game.
That's a great game. And I remember playing that again as a kid. And too much fun.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Where it plays literally all three of the movies kind of things. And yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. And credit to my guys because they put it on that bigger monitor now. It used to sit on a smaller monitor than what we have there, but we got the it had, don't ask me because I know nothing about the tech of this stuff, but it had something to do with the refresh speed. So we had to buy like a really much more expensive screen TV for it. But man, does it make all the difference when you're playing on that thing and it's what, like a 50-inch screen or whatever.
Yeah, it looks good. And
it is, and it's quick. I mean, there's
yeah.
no delay in it. There's no delay. And when you're playing, it's like, woo, you feel like you're actually in a ship.
Yeah, no, it was badass. And then the pinball thing, the problem I had with pinball, I'm just being honest with you. Yeah. Some of those older machines, I'm sure they were like really cool when they came out. Like the Playboy machine.
Oh, yeah.
Dolly Parton machine. Mm-hmm. And stuff like the Ted Nugent machine. All of them. Love them.
Sure.
But they are so primitive.
Yep.
Compared to the other side of the room where you have like all the new ones. Like the South Park machine and the
Iron Maiden and whatnot. Yeah.
Maiden one. I mean, those things are just badass machines. And then you look at those old ones. Like, how were people like amused by this?
Well, when you didn't have nothing else. That's really what it is. Because I'm with you, though, dude. I go over there on that. When I was there all the time, I used to go over to that side and try to play those games because, quite honestly, I was thinking like the businessman in me, and I was like, I don't want to put any wear on the machines that are going to make me money. So I went over to what I call the abandoned court, which is the other side, and I used to play those machines all the time. And I'm with you; they're boring as shit. You know, there's like three bouncy things, whatever those are called.
Yeah.
And it's just like ching, 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 ching. And it's like 10 minutes before it actually gets to your flipper. It's like,
half the time when you flip it back, you don't hit anything. There's nothing there to hit.
It goes up, it comes down.
Comes up, comes right back down.
No, I'm with you, man. But to be honest, I'm sort of in the middle now because those games are too slow for me. But if I go over and play like the Iron Maiden machine, that's way too fast for me.
Yeah, see, my wife couldn't get away from that Maiden game because, like, you could pick your own, like, you could pick what song you want.
Yeah, you pick your songs and stuff. So you wanted to play faster, you throw on "Can I Play with Madness" or something, and then it's like, dun, 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 dun. You know, it hypes you into it. So
yeah, that's an awesome game. That was really cool.
It
my
is
daughter
fun.
was stuck on the Elvis game the entire time.
See, that's about the mid range that I like to play.
Yeah.
It's not slow. It's not too slow, but it's not fast. You don't have to play 10 balls at the same time. That's another thing I don't like about the new ones. Yeah. The new ones, you hit those bonus levels, and it just starts chucking balls at you. You know, you feel like a porn star.
You are the Stormy Daniels of pinball, my friend.
That's right.
All right, here he is. We haven't seen him in a while. Don't know where he's at, but we're going to say hi, Tony Musachio, everybody. I was going to play his commercial, but I don't know, whatever. We'll play it afterwards.
What's up,
where
Tony?
are you, Tony?
You know where I'm at? I am in Little Italy at Guarinos, which is one of my favorite restaurants. It is 106 years old. It's one of the oldest restaurants in Cleveland.
Wow.
Can you imagine this? So I'm going to just show you. Can you guys see the background here?
Yeah.
Look at this old wallpaper. This is like the original wallpaper. You can actually see the beads. That this was a speakeasy. So what happened is when this restaurant, actually it was a pool hall that started off in the beginning in 1918. And what happened is Mrs. Guarino would make sandwiches and pizza and sell them out the front door, which is probably illegal as hell today, but it happened. So now it actually turned into a restaurant. Fast forward. So the people that sat at this bar stool was the mafia in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, guys.
Okay.
Can you imagine that? So there's probably still blood stains on the wallpaper. Did I say that out loud?
So Danny Green and company used to hang out in this place, huh?
Jack White used to hang out in this place. So in the basements, a lot of these restaurants and little stores and little houses, homemade wine was made. And my grandfather was one of the guys who actually was a runner who ran liquor in the early, before, after Prohibition or before Prohibition. And he went to jail for 6 months for doing it.
Jeez, that's crazy.
And he was like a drug dealer. He was the first one to have a car and a television. So that's how he got caught. It'd be like a guy in the hood with white walls in a Corvette or a Cadillac.
Nice.
See,
Hey,
no wonder Tony gets it. I've run liquor for Tony before. He's had to come pick up margarita and take it to restaurants. I'm a thief or whatever you want to call it. I'm a runner.
You're a runner. You're a rum runner.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, how does an old school restaurant like that has, an old school vibe, an old school way of doing business, how did they survive the pandemic?
You know what? That's a great question. And this was an industry in the beginning, it was all cash. So
Right.
these guys, and they had their problems. Unfortunately, they had like a sales tax problem at one time. But you know what, Chris, to answer your question, they saved their money. They got obviously the PP from the government, which wasn't much because obviously with my company, it still didn't make it. But yeah, it was hard.
No, I get it.
It was difficult. And today, and we've talked about this before, now 90% of the business is all credit card, MasterCard, Visa, not even, it's very little cash,
Right.
which is unfortunate.
I think we know what happened. I mean, they're Italian, so they got safes like all over the place. Right?
Yeah.
Behind the wall where Tony's at, stuffed with cash.
Is this cool though? I mean, talk about old school. Look at this place.
Yeah, it still looks like a speakeasy.
Yeah. If you've never been here, I mean, this is like one of the coolest restaurants. And the nice part about it is they have great food. You got to try the lasagna, which is to die for. It's actually a 50-year-old recipe from the Guarinos. And say hi, staff. Say hello. This is the great staff at Guarinos.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
Time here. So what's cool about it is there's a sit-down dining room, as you can see.
Beautiful.
And then I am going to walk out, guys, into their patio, which is really cool. It's one of the neatest patios in Cleveland. And if you've ever been to Italy, which I've been a few times, it is like sitting in Italy. So you can hear the music in the background. The
Right.
Tarantella is playing. And this is Scott Phillips, who's the owner. Scott, say hi to Seth and Chris.
Hi, Seth
Hey.
and Chris. How are you?
Hey, Scott.
What's going on?
Welcome
How are
to
you?
my world.
It's a beautiful world. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
It is. Tony's showing you all about it.
Until the employees don't show up. Did I say it out loud?
That's been going on for 3.5 years. We can't help it.
It's been going on for 3.5 decades. So look at this backyard. Is this cool? I mean, this is really a great patio.
Let him give you a panoramic view of all
Yeah.
the plants and all the lights. It's beautiful back here.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Isn't this
Oh,
wonderful?
yeah, that's nice.
Where's Nick Camino? I'm surprised he's not sitting there with 2 bottles of wine.
I have my little glass of wine that's on the bar. Yes, right now. So isn't this cool? Guys, look at that.
Come here,
Look at this Trump.
Okay, guys. So right here is a trumpet vine that Mr. Guarino planted from Sicily about 90 years ago.
Wow.
And it grows all over this place, across the parking lot, everywhere.
Is that cool? I didn't even
That
know
is
this,
cool.
Scott.
That's
Wow,
cool.
that is neat.
We keep trying to kill it. It won't go anywhere.
That's funny. That is cool. So this is my hangout. So the Feast of the Assumption, you'll find me in the back patio here, and of course throughout Little Italy. But this is one of my favorite restaurants. I mean, Scott's a good friend. He does a great job here. And again, talking about it's a tough industry. I mean,
Right.
him and his sister work this thing every day. They own the building, which is a nice part about owning a restaurant. And what's cool about this is they have their own parking lot.
Oh,
Because
good.
when you're in Little Italy, you're either Ubering it or you're doing valet.
That's good. That's
and-
nice.
And about, I don't know, they have a new valet service, but about a year and a half ago, they had a valet service that unfortunately did not have insurance.
Oh,
So they had 6 cars that were stolen. I mean, it was a nightmare.
wow.
Can you imagine that, handing your keys to somebody? And now I'm very careful, especially when I pull in my Corvette. I'm making sure I'm parking my own car.
Right. Tony, what's the price point in this place? Is it high end? Is it middle? Where is
No,
it?
it's middle price.
Okay.
So, again, a pasta dish is anywhere from $15. Mary Lou, how much is lasagna?
Okay, let's see. Lasagna's 18.
18 for lasagna, but it's a huge piece.
That's not
A nice-
bad. Yeah.
nice
shit,
piece.
shit. You go to McDonald's and it's 15.
Yeah.
The veal brajol.
Brajol, if there's 2 pieces.
Yeah, the veal brajol is
Otherwise, it's 22.
is $22 to $30.
That's really not
That's
bad.
a great dish. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Like Chris said, fast food anymore is $15, $18.
Yeah, look at this old school bar, guys. Isn't this cool?
Gorgeous.
It's all empty now that you're there, Tony. What's going on?
And of course, here's my glass of wine and my little pasta. I've got a great job, don't I?
It certainly doesn't suck, that's for sure.
No. So, hey, and the reason why I actually had you guys let me come on early is because I'm eating here and taking off. My daughter is getting married Saturday. I am going to Columbus.
Okay, nice.
So,
Congratulations.
very nice. Yeah, thank you. So she's marrying a psychiatrist, a Jewish child psychiatrist. I've got it made.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
So
now we
I'm
can find
gonna-
out. We can find out what's wrong with you, Tony.
Yeah, so this is a great story. So my daughter, when she first met this guy, she was describing him and said, "Dad, I met this wonderful man. He's nice, he's kind, he's generous, he's intelligent." So I said, "That's very nice, Kelsey, but I'm looking not for a description of adjectives. I'm looking for one noun." And for those who do not know my daughter's dating history, I had asked her, "Kelsey, does he have a real job?" She then told me, she said, "Dad, he has a brand new car. He has a great place in Columbus. He is a Brown season ticket holder with 10 rows from the field. And
right.
he's a doctor." Thank
Wow.
you, Jesus. Oh, wait, he's Jewish. Thank you, God.
Well, look, he can't be perfect. You said he had season tickets to the Browns.
All right, Seth. That's enough from you.
So, hey, real quick, and I know we've done a few shows at Edwin's. I was there a few Fridays ago. So I do a trade with them on my window cleaning business. And of course, they are a sponsor on my radio show on Saturday mornings, which you can tune me in every Saturday on Flashpoint 1490 WERE. Say hi to Destiny real quick. Say hi, Destiny.
Hey, Destiny.
I love it. This
How
is
are
one of
ya?
the best bartenders here. So, anyways, I am sitting at. I brought a few friends and we've been there again. It's a very expensive place. So I had frog legs. I had duck. I had a $33 hamburger. I had escargot. I had frog legs. So I said I ate every animal that made Cinderella's dress.
Nice.
Tony Musachio, reporting live in Little Italy at Guarinos. Guys, I love you. I will talk to you next Wednesday, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks,
All right, Tony.
Take care, guys. Bye.
See you, Tony. All right, bye-bye. There goes Tony.
Looks like a nice place.
It does. That place is great. Are you kidding?
I love Little Italy, but I can't go down to Little Italy anymore.
It's tough to get down there. That's for damn sure. But dude, I'll tell you what. I was meaning to tell Tony. I had gourmet-ish dinner on Saturday night.
Did you?
Went over to Ditka's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Had an $80 steak.
Alright.
It literally was $79.
Who paid for that?
Me?
Oh, get out of here.
Everybody playing pinball. I needed like 10 people to play pinball just to pay for my steak, but but let me tell you, that was a good steak. Oh my, that was a damn good steak.
There's no steak that's good enough for $80.
It was, dude, it was you know the proverbial it melted in your mouth type of food. That was this. It was just perfectly cooked, perfect taste. It was clearly sauteed in butter. I'm probably 3 days closer to death just from eating it. I don't care. It was so good.
I would screw it all up because I'd have to put ketchup or ranch or something.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. That's the waitress came over and asked if I wanted steak sauce. I was like, what, are you kidding me? I'm not going to ruin it with that.
Okay, you need a sauce for a steak.
No, not if it's prepared correctly. Not if it's prepared correctly. You don't.
I need I need a sauce on everything.
How do you cook your steak? Like till it's like black?
No, I like it like medium rare.
Because I had this medium and it was good, just good juicy stuff.
See, I need
smokes.
the sauce on there. If I like, even when I eat macaroni and cheese, it's got to be ketchup or ranch on mac and cheese.
Oh no! What are you? You're a savage.
Everything needs a sauce.
You are a savage.
Savage.
Or maybe I'm the savage because I don't use anything. I just eat it the way it comes. Yeah, I had that, and you know what I had? You know what I had with it though? Asparagus.
Why?
And it was fantastic because that's what you do. That's how you mix the flavors.
You're gonna destroy your fucking heart with a giant ass $80 steak, and then think you're doing something good by having.
I don't think I did something good. I'm just saying the taste of the asparagus combined with the steak was perfect.
If you're gonna eat a big ass $80 steak, you might as well have a big ass baked potato with butter and bacon on it.
Too many tastes.
Oh God!
It flattens the palate.
See, then,
and you're gonna do the baked potato with what? All kinds of cream and cheese and stuff all over it.
If I have a baked potato, it must have butter, a lot of butter, a lot of sour cream, a lot of salt, and then I like to put corn on top of my baked potato. Then I would probably mix the steak with the bites of baked potato. You need a mishmash of flavors in there.
Yeah, good point, Habu. You're not a savage. You're a peasant. Exactly right.
I may be a peasant. I'm not spending $80 on a steak.
Well, it's one time. Most of the time, I'm $12 Big Mac guy.
I don't like spending $80 on gas in a week to get somewhere.
I don't either. I dude, the amount of times that I go somewhere fancy to eat. And let me just tell you the story because you'll laugh. So we sit down at the table. It was me, my guy Ed, our other guy Matt, Johnny's assistant Ben, and I think that's it. And these guys, like they're regulars there. So me, Johnny, and Ben are not the regulars. So we're ordering first. Ben orders like the salmon. Now we're at Ditka's, a renowned steak place. Ben orders the salmon, which was like the cheapest meal on the menu. And I saw what they were doing.
I saw Dr. Ben. He looked like a nice guy, but
he's a real nice guy.
He's definitely a salmon-looking guy. All right.
Yeah. Then Johnny orders a salad. He orders a salad.
Come on.
And I looked at him and I looked at Ben and I said to both of them, I said, I don't care what you guys order. And I said, I want this paddle steak right here. And it was like the most expensive thing on the menu. I said, I'll take that dinner. And they were like, what do you want with it? And I was like, give me some asparagus. And they gave me the asparagus. They asked me if I wanted the soup. I actually passed on the soup.
What was the soup?
I don't know. I didn't even care. I didn't want the soup. I didn't want the soup. It was so good. I don't care what John says. John's an idiot. I don't care what you could get from the butcher.
$80 for a steak.
It was worth it. One time. You're going to tell me you never overspent on a meal in your life?
On accident. One time, Heather and I went to Canada, and we ate at a steak place up there, and I didn't understand the menu because I'm half retarded. And so, like, there were, like, numbers all over this menu, and I didn't know what any of them meant. I ended up getting a bill for, like, $120 or some crap. I added, like, this fee, that fee, a tip, and all this kind of stuff. I think they put a fee under for the waiter smiling at me. Numbers all over the place. I didn't understand anything that was going on in Canada, and so I got screwed on that. Like, we went to a strip club up there.
Right.
Obviously, the dollar bills are coins up there.
Right.
So me and my wife were sitting. I went up to the stage. I asked the girl, I said, where the hell am I supposed to put this fucking coin? Like, am I supposed to drop it in your ass? What am I supposed to do with it and toss it on the stage? But, yeah, I got confused, and I didn't understand the menu. That's the only time I was overspent for a meal. Because, look, I can get a great steak at – well, not anymore because of Biden, but I could get a great steak before when Trump was in office for, $15.
Yeah, but not now. I mean, but dude, we're in today's world. How much would I literally pay to, now this is without cooking it. How much would I pay right now to go get a really good steak? At least $30, right?
Probably.
So $30, and then we're rolling the dice that I'm not going to fuck it up.
How big was the steak?
It was pretty big. It was like
It was like a
22-ounce
steak,
steak or something. It was huge. It looked like they just cut the bull's ass off and threw it on a plate. I mean, it was a big old steak.
I haven't had a steak in over 2 years, so I don't really know what. You know,
It was a big steak. Was it $80 worth? To me, yes. To most people, probably not.
Well, because you're sitting in a restaurant named after Ditka. Of course, it's going to be like higher priced.
Yeah, I know. Actually, it really wasn't too bad. Five guys, couple 2-3 rounds of drinks. It was like $300 with tip.
Oh, God.
With tip.
You know,
That's not bad for 5 people.
I guess my Saturday night cost me $500.
Wow, why?
Well, let's see. I went to Culver's to get some dinner with my wife. Certainly not $500 worth of Culver's.
Right.
But we were driving home, and it was down a dark road because we were waiting for our daughter. She was at prom.
Right.
And so it was dark outside. We were driving home for a little bit before we had to pick her up. And so it was a pitch black road. And all of a sudden I hit something, and it sounded like my car exploded. It sounded like I hit a brick wall. And it was just down one of these roads. And I had literally just seen this guy. He was on like one of those like stand-up scooter kind of things.
Right.
And he was wearing nothing but black. He was a black kid. And so I couldn't see the guy at all. And so he went by us, and I thought maybe I killed somebody. I thought I was driving on this road and I killed somebody. Because it sounded like something exploded underneath my car. Turns out something did explode underneath my car. I hit a deer that somebody else had just hit. So the deer was on the ground. Somebody else had just hit it. They already called the cops, apparently. But I didn't see this deer in the pitch black and hit the deer. So I turn around and I try to see like what I hit because I didn't know what I hit. It sounded like I hit a bunch of rocks. It was so loud and just awful.
Right.
And I see a cop pull up, and he gets out of the car and in somebody's driveway. And I said, "Look, I hit something. I don't know if I killed somebody. I don't know what I hit."
Oh, geez. Well, you might not want to lead with that next time, Seth. I don't know if I killed somebody.
I was being honest. I was scared, man. I thought somebody was on their bike or something, and I just killed them. And so, but I wanted to be honest about it and say, "Look, officer, I didn't see anybody. All I heard was this sound." And so he pulls me over into another driveway, and he's like, "Get out of the car." I get out of the car. It was nice. He wasn't like yelling at me. I put my leg on and get out of the car, and he shows me what I hit, and it's this fucking deer.
Okay.
Now the problem is that the deer happened to be pregnant.
Oh no.
And so, like a tube of toothpaste, the baby deer squirted out of the stomach of the deer that I hit and splattered all over some guy's lawn.
Oh.
And so now I'm standing on the side of the road with a bag of Culver's, my wife, and looking at a deer that was squashed and the baby deer that squashed out of it after I hit it. Now, the owner of the house came out, and he's like, "Yeah, somebody else hit it before you did. We called the cops." And I said, "Okay, well, nobody warned me that there was a dead pregnant deer laying in the middle of the road." And so, so I took my car to have the underside looked at because there was something hanging.
Okay. Hopefully it wasn't a hoof.
Yeah. And I didn't want to look because, all I could see is there's like blood or placenta or some shit laying all over the underside of my car. And so I went to Charlie and had him look at it. And he's like, "Dude, you got like $500 worth of damage."
Oh, man.
I didn't mean to murder the deer or the baby deer. I think it was dead before I hit it. But I do put ketchup on mac and cheese. But so there is like $500 worth of damage underneath my car. Now the problem is, or the good thing is, I guess, it's all like it's nothing. I was told it was nothing that really is anything. It's a lot of plastic coverings and shit like that. So we kind of like drilled them up, and everything's still okay underneath there.
Will insurance cover any of this? Or do you have a $500 deductible?
Well, I don't know what the deductible is I have on my. I do have deer insurance because
That's a thing?
that is the thing. Because they have like a. They know the area that we live in has lots of deer, and so they offer deer insurance.
Fans are stepping up. All right, here's my question to you. What is the size limit of something you hit where you don't have to stop?
I don't know.
Like if you hit a squirrel, you ain't stopping, right? You just
No.
roll that fucker over and you're gone. What about a dog?
I think that you do have to stop if it's somebody else's dog. I mean,
How would you know?
It's got a collar on it.
How would you know that?
What?
If you're driving 35 miles an hour and thump, 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 you don't know if it had a collar on it. Obviously, you didn't see it.
Wouldn't you get out of the car to look and see what you may have hit?
Dude, I don't think I'd have got out of the car if I hit the deer.
But
I'd
the
have
problem
rolled
is
right over it.
I didn't know. I drove up and down the street a couple of times looking on the side of the road to see what I had hit. Look, I couldn't leave if somebody was dead there, dude. Then I would be in real trouble if I left and I killed somebody and left them in somebody's yard.
What about a cat?
I think a cat you're fine.
You're fine with a cat?
Yeah.
Obviously, a
I think a dog,
snake,
though.
you'd be okay.
Snake, yeah. Fuck yeah. They don't have collars. I'm not gonna find. I'm
Well,
certainly
a cat has a collar, and you said that's fine.
I have two cats. They don't have collars on them.
Well, some do. Some cats have collars.
All right, dude. I'm not getting out of the car to see whose cat it is.
I'm not getting out of this car to see whose deer it is.
Look, I wanted to make sure that what I did hit and see, and if it was a deer, I have deer insurance. But I don't know what the deductible is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious why. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have stopped. I'm just saying I don't know that I do stop.
Well, let me see. If you hit something.
Yeah, I mean, how do you know it's even an animal? How do you know it wasn't a rock? You said yourself you didn't know what you hit.
I didn't, but
Could have been a rock.
it could have been a really large rock.
You just
If you
bounced
hit
over
road
it.
debris and it causes damage to your vehicle, the first thing you should do is pull over to the side
Should
of the
do.
road.
Should
Try to
do.
move your vehicle. You must then file a police report to document the vehicle's damage. So I guess my deer insurance wouldn't do shit because I didn't get a police report.
Deer insurance wouldn't have covered you either if it was fucking little Mr. Jenkins walking across the road or something.
Okay, maybe I should change my search here to hit an animal. If you hit an animal, then you should pull over and call authorities.
Well, that's
You
a
may need to
should.
report to secure access to insurance. So yeah.
That's a should, though. That's not a have to.
First thing to do after you hit an animal with your car, pull over to a safe area if possible. Put your hazard lights on to warn. Everything says should.
Which means don't have to me.
Can you get in trouble for accidentally hitting an animal? First, you will likely cause injury to someone's pet or livestock. These
No
animals
consequence
are
to
widely
me.
considered personal property, and the law could hold you responsible for those
Oh,
damages.
see, personal property. What's your dumb animal doing out in the street?
Well, that's what I would say. If somebody's fucking dog is walking in the middle of the street, then it's their fucking problem if I hit it.
I say if it's got a collar, you hook it up to the bumper and drag it till it's just in pieces spread out over miles. Then you don't have to worry about any of that shit.
What I should have done is once I saw that it was a deer and a baby deer, I could have had veal deer and a full whole rack of ribs or something like that. From do you eat deer ribs? I don't know what you eat when it comes to deer.
Venison.
I've never had a deer.
You've never had, of course you've never had venison. Venison's good.
No. You put
Venison
ketchup
is
on
good.
that?
No, you don't put ketchup on it.
What kind of sauce do you use for deer?
I don't know. I'm not you.
Like a red wine reduction?
I'm sure it's all ranch. Just give me a little bowl of ranch.
So one thing I buy at Costco is their double wide bottle version of ranch.
That's right. And by the way, John Drake, you are 100% correct. I was totally aiming that comment that everybody thought was gross, but didn't get at you. The thing about dragging the animal.
Yeah.
That is 1,000% a me and John joke.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because he's like a pet guy, so I always joke about, whenever he talks about like adopting pets or whatever, I always throw the YouTube video, that scene from Vacation where the cop stops him for dragging the dog down the street. I always just throw that in. He's like, "Oh, you need to adopt poor Fido." And first post in, there's always me with the cop walking up. Get out of the car.
Scott says, have the mechanic put your new headlights on the car. We could have avoided the entire thing.
That's
I
a good
had
point.
headlights on the car, but it was just off to the side enough that I didn't see it.
Murderer.
Not everybody's perfect.
You're a
Apparently, I
murderer.
gave the deer an abortion.
Well,
I'm anti-abortion. I just aborted a poor baby deer.
that's probably good for the community.
See?
Because don't they shoot them anyway in a certain time of the year?
Yeah.
You did it for them.
Perfect.
That's right. You should look for a key to the city.
I did feel bad for the poor. Yeah, I did feel bad for the poor guy who owned the house, though, man. Because there's a little ditch where like the big deer ended up in.
Right.
Then his yard is where the baby deer ended up, all squirted out of the mama deer. That cop was like, "Yeah, I don't know if you want to look at this, but the unfortunate part is that she was a pregnant deer whose baby is no longer inside of her." I was like, "Oh, Jesus, officer."
Well,
Cop was nice, though. I said, "I don't know if there's anything hanging underneath my car. I can't get down because of this leg." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And then he got down on the ground and like underneath my car for me.
jeez.
Nice guy.
Right. Well, dude, I mean, whatever. You killed a deer, so what?
Seth will be voting Biden now. Abortion for all.
That's right. Just think if you would have had to do this under the Trump administration, you might have had to go to jail. Now you got some blue hair celebrating you. Great work, Seth. Woo!
Oh, God. Deer control. See?
There you go. You did a good thing.
Luckily, thanks to Charlie's Auto Repair in Lakewood. Charlie's Auto Repair in Lakewood. Madison Avenue in Lakewood. He took care of the underside of my car.
Tell Charlie to put some saw blades on your bumper so that you can take out a few more.
Yeah. Man. Let me tell you how that experience went real quick.
Okay.
So Charlie, he's busy, but he
Yeah.
wanted to do this for me and he's going on vacation, whatever. So he wanted to do this for me so he could take care of the underside of my car. We got to talk Robert De Niro here. But so I get there and I had to pee like a racehorse, dude, so bad.
Right.
And I didn't go before I got there. And I'm shaking like a leaf, dude. Like every inch of me is like, hey, I'm shaking my legs. I'm like doing a little pee-pee dance. And it was bad. And he goes, just sit in the car. I'm going to jack it up. So now I'm sitting in the car, and he's got the jack on the other side. And so I'm like half hanging out because he got this entire thing jacked up. And I'm shaking because I got to pee like crazy. And I thought the whole thing was going to fall down and kill him. I almost killed Charlie Kalani and deer.
It's funny. Holy shit. Well, that is funny.
Yeah.
I ain't nothing I can do to fix that, so
too bad.
Too bad. Watch on YouTube until we get banned.
Robert De Niro. We got to talk Robert De Niro, but you got to go at 5:30. No extra content today.
Yeah.
You are going to be a star tonight on the Dave Landau show. What's it called?
Normal World.
Normal World.
I am. Anybody wants to watch that, it'll be on Blaze TV tonight. Blaze.tv, I think, is the web address for that. It's on cable and all that other stuff. But if you want to watch it and you don't have Blaze TV, you can watch it at Normal World on YouTube. And I think it's just youtube.com/@normalworld. And I will be the featured guest tonight talking burns and businesses and shows. And I'm sure I will reference this show during the thing. I'm very pumped up about it. I'm like, no offense to this show, but I'm just like, can it get to fucking 7 o'clock so I can get this thing taped? You know, I'm so like, and I've been like that since like 5 o'clock this morning. I've been like, oh my God, only 14 more hours, only 13 more. Because it's a big deal. For me, it's a very big deal to get national TV.
Yeah, hell yeah,
about
man.
stupid me is a very big deal. So I'm very excited about it, and I hope people will watch it. It's a fun show anyway, and I don't know how we're going to turn it fun, but I think you guys know me well enough to know that I'm not going to be sitting there going, and then I got burned, and it was the worst time of my life, and I was so sad. You know, I'm not going to be that guy, and I think Landau would laugh at me if I did that anyway. So, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and man, am I appreciative of those guys for letting me come on.
That's very cool.
Because who am I? You know, I'm just some dick.
You're not a dick. You got a hell of a story, and I'm looking forward to watching it myself.
Oh, there'll be F-bombs, Scott, by the way. There will be F-bombs.
You inspired the hell out of me, and you've inspired the hell out of a lot of people. So,
well,
just
thanks.
got a message from Bob Sharilla, a good guy, lost his leg, is kind of like me.
Yeah,
he's watching us on his big flat screen TV. So
nice.
Sitting there watching at home.
That's cool.
Flat screen TV. That's cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Before we get out of here, though, we got to talk about Robert De Niro. This guy's a fucking tool.
Well, why don't we do this?
No.
One break, just one.
No, I don't want to take a break
because we got to promote something of ours.
That's right. That's good. Yeah, I agree.
We'll promote. We'll play one commercial, just one quick commercial, and then we'll come back and we'll do this.
Before you do that, are you going to play the commercial where people can buy something of ours? Because nobody has yet to do that. So
would you
buy something?
Would you like the merch commercial or the Minds commercial?
I'd like both.
All right, well, we can do both. All right, so hang tight. We'll be back in a minute. Seth Williams Show.
Are you looking for a way to support the Seth Williams Show? Get your Seth Williams Show merchandise today. From coffee mugs to clothing and everything in between, our high-quality merch is the perfect way for you to not only support the show, but show everyone what is the greatest show going today. Just go to shop.thesethwilliamsshow.com now, shop around, and buy some great merchandise from the Seth Williams Show. Shop today.
There's plenty of places to experience the Seth Williams Show, but if you want all the content, you need to join us on Minds. Get all the live episodes of the show every Monday and Wednesday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. Get the special bonus footage every Wednesday from 5:30 to 6 p.m. Get bonus content from Seth and Chris as it's produced. It's only $4.99 per month, so don't wait. Sign up today. Visit us at www.minds.com/Seth Williams Show.
Just not today, because Chris is going to be a superstar tonight. So
that's right.
Good luck with that, though, tonight. I'm really excited.
Thank you. I'm sure I'll do okay. But yeah. So what are we talking about? Robert De Niro has a new movie or something? Something great to promote?
I'm a piece of shit. And I'm going to dump all over half the country that supported me for so many years. That's the name of his new movie.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah. This guy is an asshole. He was obviously bought and paid for by the Biden campaign. Was going to go and goes out there outside of the Trump courthouse to give some sort of speech where he talks about the world is going to come to an end if Trump wins. He literally says, I don't know what we're going to play, but he literally says that Trump won't leave. Democracy is going to end if Trump wins the office. Now, mind you, Trump has already been president. And you know what happened? Nothing.
He left. And he did leave.
And he didn't destroy the country. In fact, he made it a hell of a lot better than his ass that's in there now.
Yeah, what I remember most of it was that when it was time for him to leave, he left.
No, you forget. There was an insurrection that nobody has been charged with that happened. You know, that insurrection with no guns. You know, usually to have an insurrection, you'd have weapons and actually try to overthrow the government. None of that actually happened. So what they did was put a bunch of people in jail, told everybody it was an insurrection, and then half of America are dumbasses and believed it.
Yeah. He's a lunatic. What do you want?
So do you have
he should be revered. Yeah, I have some. He should be revered, Seth.
Yeah, this guy here. The guy who likes Massage Watson also likes Robert De Niro.
Here we go. Let's see if he should be revered for this. Here we go.
They stood and put their lives on the line for these low lives, for Trump.
They lied under oath.
They lied under oath. Who lied under oath? What are you telling me? They're traitors. I don't know. I don't even know how to deal with you, my friend. I don't even know how to deal with you. They stood there. They didn't have to. And there were other ones in there who probably were in with them a little bit too, and they found a way to get around. Not these guys. They stood there and fought for us, for you. For you.
You fucking idiot.
No, they fought for you, buddy. You're able to stand right here now.
That fucking fool. Yeah, the Capitol
This is
Police.
my neighborhood.
The Capitol Police, the same ones that shot a poor girl in the face.
Well, I'm not going to take a side against the cops. I'm just going to say that De Niro's an idiot. He's just spewing the same shit that's coming off of this network that this footage is from.
Look, I am a huge police supporter, no doubt. I'm always supporting the police. Done for years. But I'm not going to support the cop that shot a girl in the face who wasn't doing anything, wasn't armed, was a Trump supporter.
Well, I don't know what she did or didn't do. Do we have footage of her being shot? I have not seen that. Is there footage of her being shot?
I haven't seen a video of her getting shot in the face. No.
See, I mean, that's kind of the piece that I'd like to. I don't want. Let me rephrase. It's kind of the piece that I would need to see to dictate if somebody
armed.
Well, whether she was armed or not, if she was climbing through a window or something, they yelled stop. She didn't stop. She should be shot dead.
Okay. Right.
I'm not saying she should be. I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened.
If somebody's breaking into my window at home, yes, you're going to get shot. You're breaking through the window of the Capitol when a bunch of people are already inside the Capitol. By the way, the police were letting people inside the Capitol.
Well, and that's where it's like, what was she doing that was, and again, I'm not trying to retry January 6th. I know that's a fucking farce. Sorry, YouTube. But what I'm saying is I would like to see some proof of whatever happened. That's all. And somebody's saying there is proof out there. I'm not saying that they didn't. I'm just saying that I would like to see it before. If you had 100 people that were in and let in, why did they zero in on her and shoot her? That's my only question. And I'm not taking De Niro's side here. He's a fucking idiot.
He is an idiot. All right.
He's a fucking fool. This whole speech about this is I'm out here for the Biden administration. Once you say that, you have zero credibility.
None.
And the same if he would have said I'm out here supporting Donald Trump, you still would have zero credibility.
He's never liked he must have, Trump must have fucked like his mother or something like that, because he got something out for him and always has. I mean, at the one award show he's like, fuck Trump. No, fuck you old fuck. And I will never watch a second of one of his movies again, ever.
Yeah, but
Some of
unfortunately,
them are some of my favorites.
I know that's the hard part with De Niro. He's made so many great ones. He's a tough one to boycott.
No, not for me.
I don't know that I can boycott The Godfather.
Not a problem for me. Not a problem. Goodfellas is one of my favorite movies. I'm going to never watch another second of that movie ever. If I see it on TV and I go buy it, I will rewind that clip and pretend I never saw it.
I'm going to agree with John Drake, amazingly.
I will not agree with John Drake.
You think one side is 100% correct?
As close to 100% as you can get.
But that's not 100%. That's.
I guess. But look at the state of this country. How can you say that they're even close?
I'm not saying that Biden and Trump are equals by any stretch of the imagination. Biden is easily the worst president in the history of this fucking place.
This country is the Browns of the NFL. We suck.
All right. Now, see, now you're going to make me want to support Biden. Don't go to that level. Don't take it there. Go with the Guardians or something. Some sellout faggot team.
Biden is the Watson of
Biden is the Dolans of baseball ownership or of politicalness or whatever.
Does he have anything else to say? I don't know.
All right. Now John's really just poking the bear. This country isn't doing too badly. Yeah, John, I can afford an $80 steak with 3 fucking businesses.
Wow.
I have 3 businesses, so I can afford one damn steak once. Shut up.
Yeah. Does De Niro have anything else to say or no?
I mean, this is 15 minutes long if you want to watch it.
Oh, I mean, just play something.
We can watch some of it. Here we go.
Downtown New York City. I grew up here and feel at home in these streets. I feel comfortable. The Twin Towers fell just over here, just over there. This part of the city was
Sure, that was Trump's fault.
He said Trump did the Twin
I'm
Towers?
just saying, I'm sure Trump had something to do with it. Why the fuck is he even talking about that? That douche.
Well, he's trying to set the precedent that he knows what America wants.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is Americana.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go.
But we vowed we would not allow terrorists to change our way of life. And we started the Tribeca Festival to bring people back. I love this city.
Do you? Then how come you're not complaining about it smelling like piss and people shitting on the streets and people getting raped in the subway and people fucking getting grabbed by like a noose with belts and dragged into parking lots and raped? How come you're not complaining about that, Robbie?
Don't you know that's Trump's fault?
Well, it's not happening on Trump's watch.
Well, I know that, but, he's got to have somebody to blame.
Robbie is an idiot here.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I love this city. I don't want to destroy it.
Too late, dickhead.
Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country. And eventually he could destroy the world.
I remember that. I remember when Trump said in his speech, I can't wait to destroy New York City, America, and the world.
I can see this motherfucker has got in his brain Dr. Evil sitting around the table, but it's Trump.
Yeah.
Going to launch a laser. What a fucking idiot he is.
Are you sitting around with Mike Chiselka having dinner?
Chiselka's probably throwing the fucking De Niro Film Festival this weekend.
Yeah.
Come out to my comedy show and watch 8 hours of De Niro movies as well. All right, here we go.
The world.
The world. All right, here we go.
But we vowed we would not allow terrorists. I owe this city a lot.
How do you get Suge Knight the bodyguard for him here?
That's one of the Capitol Police, I think, that he brought with him.
Is it? Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with that guy. I heard what he did to Vanilla Ice. Easy E. I ain't messing with him. All right, here we go. Why do I think that the smaller guy with the tattoos all over himself is way more fucking sinister, though?
He's one of the other Capitol Police.
Yeah, that guy looks like he could fuck somebody up. But all right, let's hear what other great words of wisdom this guy's got for us.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why it's so weird that Donald Trump is just across the street. Because he doesn't belong in my city.
Your city?
I don't know.
His city.
His city. I hate to tell poor De Niro, but Trump has his name on half the fucking buildings there because he had them built in New York City.
Trump money paid for his city, not your stupid Tribeca Festival, you dick.
No, Meet the Fockers is what made his.
Yeah, sure it did.
Yeah.
It's my city because I pretend to be other people. Shut up.
His city.
His city.
I can't wait to catch that plane to De Niroville.
Yeah. He's probably trying to get it renamed that. I wonder if there's a De Niro Way or something in there.
It probably is.
Probably, if not, there will be.
Yeah.
Is there a Trump Street? They'll probably rename it De Niro Lane.
Yeah, every fucking building has Trump's name on it, but it's De Niroville.
It's De Niro Town.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Where he belongs. But he surely doesn't belong here.
Shut up.
We New Yorkers used to tolerate him when he was just another grubby real estate hustler masquerading as a big shot. A two-bit playboy lying his way.
as opposed to this guy that's been masquerading as a gangster for 40 years.
Right.
At least Trump's masquerading involved billions of dollars coming into the city. What did yours masquerade as? Hundreds of millions of dollars going into your pocket, you selfish, grubby cunt. Shut up.
By the way, De Niro, who goes around pretending he's some sort of Italian gangster mob guy. His father was Irish and Italian. His mother was Dutch, English, French, and German. He's a fucking mutt who tries to go out there and pretend like he's a hard-ass Italian gangster. You fucking piece of shit. Come over here, De Niro. I'll stick my prosthetic leg so far up your ass.
It's funny. All right, here we go.
Pepperoni
into the tabloids, pretending to be a spokesman, a spokesperson for himself. He was calling it as himself for himself. To fool the press into inflating his net worth.
What?
A clown. But this city is pretty accommodating. We make room for clowns.
That's why you've had your career.
That's why it's your city, De Niro.
Isn't a clown just somebody that pretends there's something else?
That's what he does for a living.
That's his job. Talk about a clown. All right, here we go.
We have them all over the city. People who do crazy things in the street, we tolerate it. It's part of the city. It's part of the culture. But not a person like Trump who will eventually run the country. That does not work. And we...
He did run the country. It did work.
Yeah.
He just said it's not a place for a person like Trump who will eventually run the country and it won't work.
Never mind that it already happened.
It happened.
Forget. Erase those 4 years out of your memory when you were trying to fuck him then.
It happened. Maybe you don't remember because it's hard to remember when gas was $3 a gallon less than it is now. Maybe that's hard to remember for you. Maybe it's hard to remember when you could go to the grocery store and buy 2 weeks worth of groceries for less than a mortgage payment. Maybe that's hard to remember, Bobo. But some of us remember. And again, I'm not even a Trump guy. This guy's making me be a hard supporter when I'm not a supporter of anybody.
Absolutely.
What a dick.
If you didn't like Trump before, you like him now.
I have to like him more. Hearing that this is the opposition right here. Hearing the opposition makes me forced to support a politician. And that's pretty bad. All right, here we go.
You all know that. Anyway, we make room for clowns, to each his own. But no one takes him or took him really seriously. They take him seriously now, of course. But around the country, people who didn't know him, as we did, started to support him. They bought into his...
Wait a minute. Is this guy just reinventing 50 years of history?
Yes.
Am I mistakenly thinking that Trump has not been a celebrity since the 70s?
Oh, yeah, and had TV shows. And all
had
kinds of
national TV shows up until, 2000 something?
Oh, by the way, hung out with Hillary Clinton.
Had the number one selling, best-selling author, I think, a couple of times, or at least once.
And celebrities like this douche were friends with him.
Yeah.
No.
But I'm saying that the country knew who he was.
No, they didn't. Not until he ran down the escalator for president. No, they didn't know who he was.
You know who got elected without anybody knowing who he was? Barack Obama.
Barack Hussein Obama, yeah.
Barack Obama got elected without anyone knowing anything about the fucking guy. We still don't know where he was born. Sorry, YouTube. What the hell is he mistaken Obama for Trump? He's literally reading the right's talking points about Obama, but attaching them to Trump. Am I wrong in thinking that's what he's doing here?
No, that's what he's doing.
What a fucking fool. Oh, my God. All right, here we go.
It's bullshit. Trump bought their votes with outrageous lies and empty promises.
Yeah, like he was going to secure the border.
Oh yeah, he did that. Yeah, he did do that.
He was going to.
Immigration was slowed down to the lowest it's been in ever. But so yeah, he actually did that. We want to talk about buying votes. The fucking guy who's in office now, who's paying people's college educations to get their votes. The one who's creating a whole new block of voters by letting illegals come into this country. This guy needs to be deported. This guy right here needs to be deported. Go back to, well, I don't know, he's all kind of different things. You got countries to choose from, Bob. You can go back to Italy, Germany, France, Denmark. You got all kind of places your family's from, you dick. Get out of here.
I think he's fine to stay here as long as he stays in New York, because as he just said, New York invites clowns.
Yes, you're right.
So he's perfectly okay to stay in New York because he is a fucking clown.
De Niroville has clowns, and he's one of them.
He's the clown leader. He drives the car with 16 clowns in it. All right, here's some more of Bobby.
He got the most religious evangelicals to applaud a sinner who bragged about sexual assault, and who, just a couple of blocks from here, a jury found him liable for sexual abuse.
You have a president in office now who gave the sign of a cross at an abortion rally.
And his son is on video fucking hookers.
With coke and crack and a gun.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, by the way, that gun charge is going to come up here soon. The case for the gun. And one of the witnesses, a family member, Biden just happened to pay a visit to her the other day.
Oh, how convenient. That's convenient.
He doesn't visit his granddaughter that he refuses to acknowledge, but the witness in the case against his son, let me go see her.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's just stopping somewhere at random. Just happened to be her.
You're so fucked. And the people that support this administration are even more fucked.
All right, here's more of Bobby.
Somehow, he even got self-styled patriots to support a man who called for terminating the Constitution, and on January 6th, rallied an angry mob to threaten democracy, leaving death and destruction in its wake.
Oh, yeah, you remember that time? He did do that. That time where he said, peacefully and patriotically march to the Capitol to let your voices be heard. That's how he said peacefully and patriotically march. That's good. That was right. He riled them up. That's good. This guy. Cool.
I agree with you, but let's just for the sake of argument say that De Niro's right on that point. And I'm just for the sake of argument, I'm not saying that. When you hear him say that he rallied people to have death and destruction, I'm envisioning Jonestown.
Yeah.
I'm not envisioning a cop that had a heart attack and one person that was shot dead.
The Trump supporter, by the way.
The Trump supporter. But I'm not envisioning that as death and destruction. You know what I'm envisioning as death and destruction? What happened after Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri? That's death and destruction.
What happened after George Floyd?
What happened after George Floyd? That's death and destruction. January 6th was a glorified field trip.
And I hate to tell the Democrat loser fucks out there, but it's been the Democrats' MO to oppose every single election that the Republicans have won. From George Bush with the hanging chads in Florida, whatever it was, to Hillary Clinton, who still denies that Trump was a legitimate president. She still, to this day, says that she won that election, but yet, no, Trump is the election denier. Holy shit.
You want a little more of this?
Yeah.
Can you handle more? I don't want you to have a heart attack over there.
Thankful it's almost over. The show.
All right, here we go.
That's why I needed to be involved and wanted to be involved in the new Biden-Harris ad. Because it shows the violence of Trump. The violence. It reminds us that he'll...
And if anybody knows about glorifying violence, it's me, Robert De Niro. I've made hundreds of millions of dollars glorifying violence.
Making sure that everybody sees how violent I am.
Everybody that wants to know how to use a gun, watch any one of my movies over the last 50 years.
Right.
You want to see how to commit murder? Watch any one of my movies as a blueprint. What a fucking dumb thing to say here. What a dumb fucking thing to say. This guy's whole life is in faking violence.
Yes.
And again, I'm not a believer in this, but let's be real. How many times have we heard that TV and movies are the reason there's so much violence today?
I guarantee you that Goodfellas movie influenced how many countless people into thinking that they're mobsters, gangsters, and go out there and act like that fucking guy did.
I'm positive some. I'm sure there's somebody that murdered somebody in the last 3 years that fucking came out of it and said, yeah, I just painted walls, or whatever he said in whatever the movie. No, what was the newest movie? The one on Netflix? Where he said he paints houses, and that really means he's murdering people in their house. The one where he murdered Jimmy Hoffa.
I haven't watched
the Italian Job or something. I don't remember what it's called, but this guy is straight up out of his fucking gourd. The Irishman. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. All right, a little bit more, and then we'll call it.
Yeah, call it.
All right, here we go.
Use violence against anyone who stands in the way of his megalomania and greed.
I instead just pretend to use violence.
Well, I'm just curious. I haven't seen. De Niro's going to have to get me the video of Trump walking down the streets and just start punching people in the face and using violence and pulling a gun on people, because I don't remember that happening. This guy's a fucking moron, and anybody that supports this guy's a moron too.
Yeah, I agree with this wholeheartedly, though. This is the election point. January 6th.
Well, it's going to be everything. It's going to be convict Trump and that. That's all they have. They can't run on the actual issues because they'd lose.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's call it. That's enough.
You got to do your thing tonight. You're going to be on Blaze TV.
Yes.
On Normal World with Dave Landau. Looking forward to seeing that tonight. 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
On YouTube and Blaze TV.
Yep. Correct.
So that'll be sweet. Looking forward to it. And I'm sure we'll be able to recap that on Monday.
Absolutely.
And see what else is going on. We'll definitely have the verdict by then.
You hope.
Oh, yeah. It'll be guilty, and we'll talk about that on Monday as well.
All right.
Thanks, everybody, for listening and watching tonight. We do appreciate it. God willing, we'll talk to you next week. Have a good, safe rest of your week. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you.
See ya.